#1 cause of roadside breakdowns, believe it or not, belts and hose failures.
I actually thought it was emotional or psychological,
No.
the #1 roadside breakdown. But actually, those rubber components fail because, well, they're exposed to extreme heat under the hood. They tend to wear out faster than other parts in the car. Of course, an ounce of maintenance is worth a pound of prevention. Our Monday morning mechanic, David Rogers from Keller Brothers Auto Repair, is live this morning to talk about getting those rubber engine components inspected. Hi, David.
Well, good morning, Tom. Hi, Natalie. You know, Tom, you were close there with the emotional breakdown thing. It was usually probably your father that used a belt on you during that time, so it's easily confused.
With good reason, probably.
I'm not going to comment on that. Fact is, belts are really quite a surprise. You know, we have these things in the cars today, and they're called serpentine belts. They're really long. They snake through the entire thing, and they're critical because this thing handles the charging. See the cracks in there? That's a no-no. We have these belts snaking through different pulleys and tensioners, controlling the charging of the car, and also controlling, now you see a good one here, also controlling things like power steering. Okay, so today when we break a belt, it's not as simple as borrowing one leg of your wife's pantyhose and throwing it over the pulley like the old timers used to do. Today when we have a broken belt, you're stuck. You're not going anywhere. You're going to pay a tow truck, and you're going to have somebody help you. Now, the way this works is there's several devices. You know, here we have, right here is like a tensioner, an idler pulley, this type of device. It's really flat and smooth, but as you see, it free spins. It's supposed to be on bearings and move very smoothly. When this starts to wear, those belts can slip and slide off of there, and when they do, we have problems. Here's a great example. This belt slid off of here because it wasn't working properly, lodged up in here, and that tiny little string you see there, here's the other part of it. And you can see we have a bit of an issue. This belt caused this car to be stranded. And here's another issue with a belt. This is a regular serpentine belt like the ones I showed you with the cracks. This customer was advised that his belt was about to break when he came in for an oil change, and he didn't want to spend the $80 to replace it. So instead, he got to replace this unit here, and this is a GM Supercharger for about $2,800. Okay, over an $80 belt replacement. So sometimes when you're told things like belts and things, it's probably best to either take a look, and if you see that kind of cracking that's going on in there or whatnot, go ahead and replace it before we end up with a mess like this. Again, hoses, the same thing. Replace them as soon as you have a sign, if they're soft, if they're brittle. Folks, the best thing I can tell you, it's getting warm. We're all going to be out there driving more. So why waste your summer on the side of the road and your bank account on a tow company?